You adore your dog, right? You give them the best food, a cozy bed, all the toys in the world. But what if I told you some of the ways you show that love, these everyday habits, are actually stressing them out and even breaking their trust? I know, it's a tough pill to swallow. So let's dive into this, because our dogs can't exactly sit us down and tell us what we're getting wrong.
The root of the problem is actually pretty simple. We're primates and they're canines. We're just wired differently. We speak completely different languages when it comes to love and social rules. I mean, look at this. When we give a big, tight hug to say, I love you, what they might be hearing is, I am in charge. And when we pull on the leash saying, come on, let's go, they're hearing your world, what you're interested in, it just doesn't matter. It's this huge communication gap that we really need to learn how to bridge.
So let's start with the big one, the most common way we show love, physical touch. This is where our primate instinct to hug and comfort can get so lost in translation.
I know what you're thinking. Not my dog. My dog loves my hugs. It's the first thing everyone says. We wrap our arms around them, we squeeze them tight, and in our minds they're feeling safe and cherished. But are they? Really?
Well, the data is pretty shocking. A study in Psychology Today looked at 250 random photos online of people hugging their dogs, and they found that a massive 81.6%, over 80% of those dogs showed clear signs of stress and anxiety. The hard truth is, most dogs aren't loving our hugs. They're just tolerating them because it's us.
So what do these stress signs even look like? Well, here's the thing. We often mistake them for something else entirely. When a dog turns its head away, it's not being shy. When they lick their lips or let out a big yawn, it's probably not because they're hungry or tired. And that whale eye, where you can see the whites of their eyes, that's a classic sign of anxiety. These are what trainers call calming signals. It's your dog's way of politely saying, hey, I'm a little uncomfortable. Can I have some space?
And this slide explains exactly why they feel that way. In the dog world, a hug just isn't a thing. When one dog puts its paws over another dog's shoulders, it's not a friendly embrace. It's an act of dominance or control. It's threatening because it pins them down and takes away their ability to run if they feel scared. So when we hug them, we're speaking our primate language of love, but they're hearing their canine language of threat.
Okay, so let's move on from hugs to another super common gesture that we do with the best intentions, the pat on the head. We all do it. But have you ever actually watched your dog right before you do? Ever notice how they might flinch or duck their head just a little? Here's what's going on in their mind. A hand coming down from above, out of nowhere, casts a shadow and blocks their vision. It taps into this ancient, hardwired instinct that mimics a predator swooping down. But the fix for this is so simple. Instead of reaching over their head, just offer your hand low, let them sniff it, and then go for a scratch under the chin or on the chest. You'll see them lean into your hand instead of pulling away. In one tiny change, you go from being a potential threat to a trusted friend. All right, let's shift gears and look at our daily routines. There are two incredibly common habits, one that happens on the walk and one when we leave for the day, that can have a huge, hidden impact on our dog's well-being. This quote right here says it all. For us, a walk is about getting some exercise, maybe enjoying the scenery with our eyes. But for our dogs, the walk isn't visual. It's all about the smells. Their nose is how they read the world. I mean, just look at this comparison. The part of a dog's brain that processes scent is up to 40 times bigger than ours. That's a superpower. So when they're sniffing a fire hydrant for what feels like an eternity, they're not just smelling pee. They are reading the local newspaper. They're finding out who's been here, if they were stressed or happy. It's their social media, their internet, all rolled into one.
So when we're in a rush and we tug on that leash, pulling them away from a really interesting smell, we're doing more than just hurrying them along. This metaphor is perfect. It's like someone grabbing you and dragging you out of the movie theater right before the big final twist. Letting them sniff is crucial. It actually calms them down, lowers their heart rate, and it's a mental workout that can tire them out more than a long run.
Now for the second routine, how we leave the house. So many dogs struggle with separation anxiety, and it's important to remember this isn't just sadness. It's a genuine state of panic, where they think their family has vanished and might never come back. And one thing we do actually makes it so much worse.
A lot of us try to sneak out. We do it to avoid those sad puppy dog eyes, thinking we're sparing them the drama. But what we're actually doing is creating chaos. From their point of view, their leader, their source of safety, just disappeared into thin air. That causes panic. The better way? Create a calm, boring, and predictable goodbye ritual. Something as simple as grabbing your keys and saying, "Be back soon," in a normal voice. It's not exciting, and that's the point. It teaches them that your leaving isn't a mystery, and it builds confidence that you always come back.
Okay, for this last section, let's talk about decoding their language. There are two key moments where we almost always misread our dog's silent signals, and it can really damage their trust in us. Ah yes, the guilty look. We have all seen this. You walk in, the trash is all over the floor, and your dog has this look on its face. And we immediately think, aha, he knows he did something wrong. But here's the thing. Researchers have shown that's completely wrong. That look isn't guilt, it's fear. Research from Barnard College actually breaks this down for us. That lowered head, the big eyes, the tucked tail, those are all appeasement gestures. The dog isn't thinking about the trash they ate an hour ago. They're reacting to you right now, to your angry posture, your loud voice, your tense energy. They're basically just saying, I see that you're angry and it's scaring me. Please don't hurt me.
And this is the most crucial part to understand. A dog's brain can't connect your anger now to something they did hours or even minutes ago. When you scold them for the mess, they don't learn, don't get in the trash. What they learn is, sometimes when my person walks through the door, they become unpredictable and scary. And that quietly chicks away at the safe, trusting bond you have.
The last signal we misread happens when they're asleep. You see their paws twitching, you hear little barks, and your first thought is, oh no, a nightmare. Your instinct is to comfort them, to wake them up. Please don't do it. They're in deep REM sleep, which is absolutely vital for their brain to process memories and manage stress. Waking them suddenly can also trigger something called a sleep startle reflex, and even the sweetest, gentlest dog might accidentally snap or bite, not out of aggression, but pure startled confusion. So, after hearing all of the things we might be getting wrong, how do we get it right? How do we actually say, I love you, in a way that our dogs truly understand and feel?
You know, it really all comes down to this one simple, powerful idea. We are their entire world. They spend every single day of their lives trying to figure us out, to bridge that gap between their world and ours. So the greatest act of love we can possibly give them in return is to try to learn their language, to listen to all the things they're telling us without ever saying a word.
So I want to leave you with this final thought. Forget the big, tight, primate-style squeeze. Instead, start looking for the real canine sign of affection. The next time your dog just walks up to you and quietly leans their whole body weight against your legs, don't just brush them off or think they're in the way. Take a second and recognize that moment for what it is. In their language, that is the ultimate sign of trust, security, and love. That right there is a true dog hug.